Hey YouTube, so here's my honest year-long review of these HyperTough 12-volt tools after I've owned them for a year. These are all available at Walmart. Just a disclaimer to start this video, I understand and completely agree that red tools are considerably better than these tools here, but adding up the price of the impact, the two grinders, air compressor, and the ratchet, if you buy red, that's $900 there. All of this here, buy it from Walmart today, it's $275. So for a third of the price of the red tool, you can get this. Let's start off by getting into this ratchet here. This ratchet is $39.99 when I got it. What do these come with? 2 amp hour batteries? Yeah, they all come with 2 amp hour batteries, but I did upgrade to the 4 amp hour for the stubby impact. This is really good for, I've never had an electric ratchet before this one. This is good for just, busting top end both loose on an engine, or, you're taking off panels or something like that. And it's really good just for running bolts. This ratchet has ran flawlessly for me. It's got a nice lever on it. It's got a good trigger on it. So I don't have any issues with this. This has not had one single hiccup for me. Then we'll move on to this little 3-inch cutoff wheel. This is a nice tool. This rotates here any which way direction you want it to. It's got the trigger right there. It's pretty speedy for what it is, but then also it's got a lever right here, and you can spin the head around just like so. So you can kind of flip the trigger wherever you want it to be. I've done a lot of it's good for grinding exhaust if you need. And I also use this a whole heck of a lot to grind out cross members on my Silverado, and it works pretty darn good for that. One thing I will add to this tool though is it does like to get hot and overheat. So once that happens, it will shut off while you're grinding. It'll continually stop. And then I think it's just the motor in here gets too hot, and it sends it into like a safety protect mode. But like I said, for what it is, I want to say this one was $45 for this tool. It's a good value, just, and it's portable too. You can take it wherever you need. You ain't got to have a plug-in and be tied to a wall. So overall, I'd still recommend this one, even though it shuts off if it gets hot. Next up, I wish I would have bought this a whole heck of a lot sooner. This is a little 2-inch die grinder with a 2 amp hour battery. It's got four, I don't know if you can read that there, but it's got four modes to it, or 4 speeds to it. I usually get pads from Harbor Freight for this little guy, but this one I have no issues with. I can grind for, it almost seems like you're there grinding for an hour with it sometimes. So this is just nice to have, especially if you don't have an air compressor around. And I think that this, if I remember right, this one was, I want to say $60 for the little die grinder. So yeah, especially if you're a guy that doesn't have any air in his garage, you don't have an air compressor, that's a great value for the money. Then next we have here is this little 12-volt air compressor. It's got here, let me move this out of the way. It's got a little screen that will light up there, and then it's got a power button, light that turns on. So that button will turn on that light there. And it's got selector for up and down, and then a mode button. This was a good tool, except I left it out in the rain one time. I accidentally left it outside, and now whenever the screen doesn't work. Whenever you turn on I just got the battery held out like that, but whenever you push the button in, it just automatically turns on. So I shorted something out by leaving it outside, which is completely my fault. It's got a nice little chuck here, and plus a pretty decent amount of hose that wraps all the way around there. So it airs up. I mean, especially like I said before with like the die grinder, if you don't have a garage with an air compressor, you don't have an air compressor yet, this is especially nice to have just for all your tires that you got to air up. It's got a little carrying handle there, and yeah, it's got a couple different attachments if you need to do balls or whatever you got to do with it. So and it's got a light too, so that was $40 there. Overall, I'd recommend it. It just kind of sucks that I left it outside and it got wet. Well, I will replace that soon with the new one, because I think that it's worth it for the value. Then last up here we have this 12 volt 3/8 impact. I've absolutely used the crap out of this, as you can see. Well, I mean, it's still holding up pretty good after a year, but I take this pretty much with every job I do. I try to do every job with this. So I just love this thing so much. I bought a 4 amp hour battery with it. It's got a nice light that lights up, battery indicator, selector. The only bad thing with this that I've noticed is this hog ring here, which I gotta go. I was having troubles getting extensions off of it, or sockets, whatever it was, and I gotta tighten that up with the pliers. So that's the only thing that. Well, I was having a couple of issues. It seems like it's kind of sporadic, but it seems like this doesn't hold batteries that well, to where sometimes you got to get underneath of it and really press that battery on there, or else it gives out. But other than that, this is a great tool. This is now $70 on the website with I think you get I'm not sure if it's a 4 amp hour or a 6 amp hour battery, but I mean, it just feels good in your hand. The soft rubber is really nice. Hard plastic keeps up pretty good. I mean, right there, that's kind of coming off that little tab, but no big worries there. I mean, this tool is so good that I even bought a second one just to carry with me in the car. So that's how much I like that tool. So again, I want to emphasize that if you buy Milwaukee, or anything else comparable to Milwaukee, it's going to set you back $900 for that set of tools with everything you see here. What you see here is $275 from Walmart. So you can buy 3 sets of these for what you give for the Milwaukee brand. So at the end of the day, I'm not getting sponsored by Walmart or anything. I just think that these are an amazing deal for what they are. So I just want to do a video on them quick. Now, every tool you see here comes with a battery of its own. It comes with a 2 amp hour battery. Obviously, the larger 4 amp hour, 6 amp hour batteries do cost more, but I do think they are worth it for the upgrade. Along with getting the bigger batteries for these, I do think it's worth it to get the quick charger 2 with them, which is another $15. On each tool, you get just a little. Let me show you here. Just the little wired battery, and it just plugs in there. There's no base that you put the battery into, like the fast charger that you buy for $15. So it's definitely worth it to pick that up. Although it's just nice to have maybe those extra ones around, like you get them with the tool. So it's just nice to have those around just in case, But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid by Walmart or anything to review these. This is just based solely on my experiences with them after a year of using these. I'd highly recommend them to anybody. The battery life seems to be pretty good on all of them. If you're airing up, just say like a truck tire on a Silverado with the air compressor, I mean, it probably takes 4 to 5 minutes just to fill it up all the way from 0 to 40 psi. But I mean, that's expected with something like that. With the grinders, if you're constantly grinding on something with these grinders here, be expected that those will eat batteries, and you're going to have to constantly keep rotating them in and out on a charger. So I wasn't really expecting them to go through batteries that fast, but that's fine. If you get a couple of these tools here, you'll have a couple to rotate through while you're using the tool. And then the impact and the ratchet do great on battery life, so I highly recommend them. With these tools, after using them for a year, I totally expect them to last for many, many more years to continue. And I mean, if something comes out with the HyperTough line, the HyperTough 12 volt line, and I say I need the tool, for instance, I'm totally going to buy it. I'm totally sold on this line here, and I can't recommend them enough. If you guys got anything to add on these HyperTough tools here, be sure just to drop a comment and I'll reach out to you. Then make sure just to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.